It's essential that we get it right for service users.
We should never be setting ourselves up in competition with the independent sector.
We should work closely with those partners wherever we can.
Here at the Norwich Community Hospital, the Stroke Rehabilitation Unit prepares patients to return home. In partnership with the Stroke Early Supported Discharge Team and Norfolk First Support, it's a complex web of healthcare professionals working together.
Got as far as the steps and down I went on my bum, and did I know it?
I bet.
You know, yeah, it went bang.
Have you got a big bruise?
I should think so. I couldn't look back there.
Cass getting on very well. She was a very independent lady before she had a stroke, and she's really pleased that she's now gone from a frame to a walking stick, and she's still improving with that, but she'll be here probably for a little while longer.
But you come here to the gym, where we are now, and what sort of things do you do here?
Well, I walked this here several times.
Are they nice people here?
I think so. You know, some have funny habits and that, but there they go, we all have, haven't we?
We've got a team our own team, Norfolk First Support, who work also with the Stroke Early Support Discharge Team. So we've got a good pathway. Norfolk First Support will go in 3 or 4 times a day if required. And the Early Support Discharge Team continue with therapy at home. So they've got occupational therapists, physios, nurses. So she would get exactly the same at home as what she's been receiving in the hospital.
So what do you hope now? Do you hope to get home soon?
Well, I hope to get improved on me walking. Yeah, I prefer to go home. Nothing against anything else or anywhere else. But you can't beat your own home, can you?
One patient suffered a stroke at the age of only 56 and has been returned home with a care package. It's early days for Alan, and the road to recovery may be a long one. Are you pleased with the kind of help that you've had?
Yeah, very much so, yeah. They're all nice people, they're all very friendly, and they're all here to help you out, aren't they? All that sort of thing helps, you know. It gives you a bit more confidence. I think, and confidence is a hell of a lot of getting better, actually.
After people have been at the acute hospital or rehab hospital, then we provide rehab at home. So really we were coming to see how Alan was doing and maybe do some work in the office, because we know that one of his goals is to get back to work. Norfolk First Support provide the care, and it's great now because they've got stroke-specific carers, and then we will provide the actual rehab.
Brilliantly, he managed to dress himself this morning, which is really encouraging. He's had quite intensive physiotherapy because he's still of workable age as well, which, you know, they're trying to get him as able as possible, and he is doing really well with that. The reablement side of what we do, you know, is really good, whereas it used to be just the home care side of it. We've now moved into the reablement for social services, and, you know, it is giving people a lot of their independence back rather than depending on a carer.
The term care pathways is used often by health professionals, and patients and users and carers don't understand what a care pathway is. So I think we've all got a duty to make the experience for the patient when they're having some form of care so clear, and we could do that by literally having like a friend or a key worker that holds the hand and takes them through the care pathway so they know what to expect and who to ask for information about every step.
It's quite a lot of organisation and a lot of people to deal with. How does it all sort of work together?
What we're trying to do is to stop too many assessments being done in the hospital with the patients, because we're finding that they're having 2 or 3 different people come and see them and ask them the same questions all the time. So it's about trying to stop that and get them home.
Norfolk First Support put the care in for up to 6 weeks. The manager in each particular area would visit the person at home within 48 hours of the care starting, and then they do reviews at 2 weeks and at 4 weeks.
Debbie, do you think people who are in hospital realise that all this is going on behind the scenes?
No, definitely not. You don't realise how big Norfolk First Support actually is and how many staff members are involved with a case. You know, it takes a lot to set up a care package. There's a lot of work in the background that people are not aware of, yeah.
Norfolk has a very good history of joining things up. We had what was called the Integrated Care Organisation pilots. They worked very well in Norfolk. The cornerstone of those was asking patients and service users what they wanted, and they wanted joined up services.
We've got a very strong working relationship with Norfolk Independent Care. We've developed this over a number of years. We have robust discussions and honest discussions about what's important in care in Norfolk. And equally, we have strong relationships with the NHS and increasingly strong relationships as we're working together on integrating our services, as we commission services together, but also as we provide services together with NCH&C and the Mental Health Care Trust. So all the building blocks are there for a really effective integrated service.
It's 6:15 a.m. and Tracy from Carewatch in Dereham starts her day.
Good morning. Good morning. My routine in the week is to come and see Arabella Monday to Friday. I bath her. We have a special routine, which is Arabella's Way.
Tracy's very helpful. She does sort of lets her do what she can do and sort of oversees her dressing, because she'll dress back to front if she's left alone. So she lets her do what she can do and then corrects her. Because she washes her hair, she can't do that.
Tracy's very good at her job. Don't charge a penny.
Lovely orange colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very bright. You won that the other day, didn't you? With 3 of them.
Yeah, I have. I've got 3.
On the raffle.
Yeah.
She's very friendly, she's such a joy to be around, and we have to keep her routine that same way, because if not, it will just put her out for the day. If I was to get it wrong, she would soon correct me. Everything has a place and everything has a routine, and as long as she's happy by the time I leave is the main thing, and I've achieved my goal for that morning. Malcolm is my next call, and basically we come to him 3 times a day. I have a 30-minute call in the morning and 15-minute in the afternoon. We'll get you washed and shaved, and then we'll have some breakfast. How does that sound? Yeah? We've come such a long way with Malcolm. When we first came to him, he wouldn't let any of us touch him or, get close to him so we could wash, clean or shave him. And in the last 7-8 months, he's managed, we've started to bath him. He has a shave. There you go. There was a time he wouldn't even let us wash or tidy him up. We now have introduced bath. We actually get the chiropodist come out every 6 weeks now, because there was a point where he maybe didn't change his socks for many, many months. Right, I'll come and see you at dinner time, Malcolm. All right, bye-bye. See you at lunchtime. Jack is 7 days a week. He has 2 calls a day, and I'm his main carer. He has 45 minutes in the morning. I get his breakfast ready every morning, put his washing on, and just if he needs hoovering up done or any shopping picking up. And then I come back for 15 minutes at dinner to cook him a proper dinner. Jack's pretty good. He's very, very independent, but at the same time, we sort of work together and do things together.
You're like a daughter. Yeah, that's telling you. Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even feel like a job, I just feel like home from home. You just try and keep everything as comfortable and as nice and as normal as you possibly can. And if there is an issue, you just, you make it better for them. It's like waving your magic wand. Although I have one in my pocket, I do get out every so often.
Rachel is another carer from Westminster Homecare in Norwich. She's about to start her lunchtime shift.
Really do have to remember so many addresses, names, numbers.
But you seem to remember it without having it written, without it being written down. So.
It just gets imprinted in the end. You do it so often, it's just there.
What do you think about the kind of care that you get?
I think it's exceptional. I think it's very good. But I was desperate to get home because I wasn't making any headway in the hospital at all.
Here we go, Gran.
Thank you very much, Rita. I'm never going to eat all this. This is huge.
Hello, Cyril.
Was that your wife?
My wife.
Oh. Really? She's beautiful,
This
Cyril.
has been gone 14 years.
Little Cyril. He's an absolute gentleman. Cockney fella. Brilliant. Cup of tea and fresh juice, and eye drops are usually done for him.
How many people do you see in a daytime? Do you see somebody every day?
Oh, I see 3 of these.
3 angels.
3 of those, yeah.
She's the best one, though, is she?
Oh, yeah, she's the chief. But she does 2 times a day now.
Yeah.
And then she won't work over evenings. So she says you'll have to look after your bloody self. No, I mean, that's not nice, is it?
When you come to think about it, it's a little bit heartbreaking, and you do become attached to some of them because inevitably you're a carer, you care. But there's not a lot we can do to change that future thing. Not a lot at all.
I had 9.
9 children?
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Vera has the onset of dementia. She's still quite coherent though, so she knows that you're coming, she's aware. We usually go in, give her a medication, we'll make her some lunch, usually a microwave meal or a jam sandwich, whichever one she wants. A cup of tea, and if she needs her juice refreshing, we'll do that as well for her.
You have a good life, do you?
I have a good life, yes. I get looked after. People come in to see me, and I don't have any problems.
Once we've done any care for any service user, we always have to fill in these care report sheets just to say what we've done, if we have given the medication to the service user. And if the family have any queries, they can always look through this, see what we have and haven't done for them.
NHS, local authority, voluntary and independent sector organisations need to work more closely and in partnership while dealing with internal restructuring and a tough economic climate. It's inevitable that cultural and ideological differences occasionally give rise to tensions as people who've worked in a particular way and with familiar systems have to embrace working differently with people and organisations they don't necessarily know or trust.
One of the things we're very pleased about, but also very keen to ensure, is that we're seen as having one social care workforce in Norfolk. It doesn't matter who provides the service, what matters is the quality of what's provided. And so it's really important that we look to the training and support of the social care workforce as a whole across the county.
The Code of Conduct has been formulated over a period of about 18 months in concert with Norfolk County Council Social Services Department, NHS Norfolk, the residential care provision associations and the domiciliary provision. What the Code of Conduct really sets out is that staff from all the partner sectors will jointly behave in a way that is acceptable and professional at all times, and that's really what it's about. And the concept is really to make sure that any unacceptable behaviour is moderated.
The Swifts traditionally work during the day and provide a service for Norfolk during the day, and the Night Owls traditionally work overnight. We provide services for people living in the community, anybody over the age of 65, but also we do people over the age of 18 who have learning or physical disabilities. We have family can do self-referrals in, the person themselves can refer in. We also receive referrals from GPs, district nurses, the police service, and where most of our referrals come from is actually care line providers. So these are providers that have equipment in people's houses, and a service user usually wears a pendant on their arm or around their neck, and if they need help they press their alarm. So we receive a lot of referrals from them.
We never know what we're going to because we work, sort of 7:30 till 3. Sometimes we can come out of the office at 7:30 and not get back till 3 because we're from one call to another. We have had times where we've gone to a call and it's gone a bit pear-shaped and we've had to call paramedics, and a paramedic will come, and 2 hours later we have to call again and we get the same paramedic. So we get on well with the ambulance crew as well, because you just never know what you're going into.
They're absolutely super. Yes, they really are, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, I can tell you. I just feel safe with knowing you've only got to press a button and there's someone there.
Yeah, all right.
In my opinion, integration between health and social services has a long way to go. I think one thing that would really improve for the Swift service, because we're providing care on an unplanned basis, quite often those people are not known to social services, so we have no way of getting extra information about that person before we visit.
Because Reg is a serial faller, we still keep coming out because he's got to get up somehow, hasn't he? So he can't do it by himself, so we'll keep coming.
Jack was diagnosed with mental health problems. After a period of respite in an independent care home, he's now back in his own home with a care package. He's another success story, thanks to different services all working together.
Well, Jack, lovely to see you. How are you now?
I've been playing bowls and everything inside and out. I haven't been to the dance yet, though. I've been asked to go
Have
twice.
you? At one time you were very ill. How did you feel at that time then?
But that is strange. Instead of getting better, that got worse and worse and worse.
But
And that got
now-
so bad, and I didn't know if I was coming or going.
Julie, you noticed a huge difference in your dad, didn't
The
you?
thing is, we couldn't get to the bottom of it. We thought he'd have to go into a residential care home, and in the end we found one that was a nice one, and he was settled there for about 10 weeks. And it was like they did a miracle cure.
Well, let's bring Marcus in here, because Marcus, you've come in now. You come in to look after Jack on a regular basis, and do you do quizzes together? Do you?
We do virtually everything, actually. I'm supposed to be here to make a cup of tea, give medication, and help with meals. But if I can help it, I try and get here early so we can basically have a chat. and it is literally from anything we go through, all the way from quizzes, isn't it, up to the top end of the garden.
About bowls, don't you?
Yeah, bowling, yeah.
Jackie, what was Jack like when he first came here?
What he was diagnosed with was mental health issues. But he was a gentleman who suffered a lot with what they call UTIs and were ongoing, which is urine infections.
Okay.
And they can cause you confusion as well, as you know. That can cause that problem.
Yes. We got the greenhouse for him, and I took him over to the local garden centre, came back and we planted everything. So every day we were out there watering and tending to them, even if it was, as I say, just putting a little bit of water on them, but we were out there doing something every day in the greenhouse. I just built it up every day. You know, I worked Monday to Friday, and it got to the stage where, you know, each day I came in and I just saw an improvement in him every day. Yeah.
It wouldn't work if you didn't have teamwork, and even from the local doctors to the local psychiatrists, district nurses.
Yeah.
You know, you're all there to do what that individual person needs, and as long as you try and carry that out, it doesn't always work, you know. But when it does work like this, it really is. You feel you're not wasting your time.
Having suffered with mental health problems for many years, Mark was referred to Keys Hill Park, a specialist transitional care service based in Wroxham. We first talked to him in February of this year.
And what do you hope for the future for yourself?
I'll go back to Thetford in my own flat, surrounded by my family and friends.
And do you think that's likely to happen?
Oh, it's going to happen, yeah. It could be 1 year or 5 years down the line, but it will happen.
Now, 8 months on, Mark is about to move into his own apartment in Hoverton, with reduced support from the Keys Hill Park staff team, as he moves closer towards his goal of living independently in Thetford.
Looks really good, yeah. Is this the kitchen? Well, it looks very nice, very well decorated. Nice little kitchen and that, and yeah, I'm going to look forward to moving in. I do like the wildlife, so we'll be feeding the birds, the hedgehogs, squirrels, things like that.
Mark has done very well. Mark is now towards the end of his care pathway, so he'll be at Hoverton for a few months before he then moves on again and lives quite independently. But I think the system for many people is almost incomprehensible. Even for people that work in the system, it's incredibly difficult to navigate and understand. And so there are some huge challenges, and those challenges need to be met really, I think, by the leaders of the system, the people that work and lead staff teams, management teams, so that some of the integration and some of the better communication that's needed is going to be seen to happen rather than just be talked about.
The impact of cutting NHS beds on the independent and voluntary sector will be significant. We need to really work together to liberate and release the huge potential for the voluntary sector and the independent sector to support people in a more coordinated way with other organisations.
The aim is for us to ensure that we provide as effective a service as we possibly can, so individuals don't have to navigate their own way through it. Actually, we do it for them, and in operating in that way, we avoid duplication, we avoid each organisation spending money when one organisation can do it, and we make it more efficient for everybody. So it is about making sure there's the right care available to meet the needs of the future.